All right, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we took a look at how can I write an equation of a line from the graph itself. And today we're going to do that as well, but this time, right, we need to know the slope and we need to know the y-intercept. And if I look at this graph right here, this y-intercept is pretty hard to identify. So I have to be able to come up with an equation doing it a little bit differently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find 2 points on the line, and I'm going to find the slope by counting like we've done before. So I'm going to, first let me erase this. All right, so I'm going to find the slope, and I can see that it goes, here's a good point that I can read, and here's one. So I'm going up 2, and I'm going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's my slope. Okay, now what I'm going to do, and we're going to actually change these a little bit, is we're going to write an equation in y equals mx plus b. We're going to use one of the points for x and y, and we're going to use the slope. So in other words, we're going to put it in, figure out what b is, and then rewrite the equation. So I'm going to pick one of the points. I'm going to pick this point that I used right here, negative 2, 2. You can pick any point that has the integers that you can see easily. Remember, this is x, this is y, and up here we have m. So I'm going to fill in 2 equals 2/7 times negative 2 plus b. So now I have to actually go through and solve that. You're going to need your calculators for this because it's not going to come out nicely. So 2/7 times negative 2 is negative 4/7 plus b. So now I'm going to add 4/7 to both sides. So this is 2 and 4/7 equals b. Now I can rewrite it substituting in for m and b. So we're going to put in m and b. But we're going to leave y and x out of it this time. So my equation, y equals, here's my slope, 2/7 x, right? There's your slope right there. Now I figured out what b is, plus 2 and 4/7. Right? And again, that was not a very easy point to read if you look right up here. Yes, it's bigger than 2, so we definitely seem to do things right. It's not 3, but there it is. So let's try another. Okay, we're going to move on to number 3. What is the linear equation of this line? So again, when I look, I can't even see the y-intercept because it's going to be way down here in the negative somewhere. So I'm going to find the slope. And I can read the slope from about here to here. And since it didn't tell me otherwise, I'm going up. So my slope is going to be, we're going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going over 1. So there's my slope. I'm going to pick one of these points. This point right here that I started with is the point 12, 2. This is x, this is y. So I'm going to start with y equals mx plus b. I'm going to fill in m, x, and y so I can figure out what b is. So we're going to have 2 equals, let's see, m is 5, x is 12, plus b. Well, 5 times 12 is 60. So now I have to subtract 60 because it's a positive, which is going to give me negative 58 equals b. So that was really down in the negatives. So now I'm going to rewrite my equation, excuse me, 5x minus 58. So there's one where it wouldn't have been hard to read, it's just that it was so far down that it was hard to read. All right, number 4, let's try this one. So first thing I have to do is find the slope, excuse me. I can go from this point down to this point. So I'm going down 1, 2, 3. So down means negative. I'm going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative 3/5 is my slope. I need to pick a point. I might as well pick this one that I started at, which is the point negative 1, 4. This is x, this is y. So I'm going to start y equals mx plus b. Right? And we start by filling in 4 equals negative 3/5 times negative 1 plus b. So this makes it positive 3/5 plus b. To get b by itself, I'm going to subtract 3/5. And if you need your calculator for that, please use it. So b ends up being 3 2/5. So now I'm going to rewrite. Y equals negative 3/5 x plus 3 2/5. Again, this is somewhere in between 3 and 4. That makes sense. I can do the same thing even if they don't give me the graph, because here they gave me the slope. So if I know the slope and a point, I can go ahead and do this. So I have to first figure out b. So I'm going to fill in, right, start with your equation. X, y, and there's m. So we're going to do 1 equals negative 9 times 1 plus b. Negative 9 times 1 is negative 9. Then we're going to add 9 to both sides. So 10 is b. So my equation, right now we rewrite it with m and b. So y equals negative 9x plus 10. In this problem, now I have to go through and I have to figure out the slope, even though it's not on a graph. So this one I'm going to use my formula. So my formula for slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Right? So we have x, y, x, y. You guys did not do so well on the quiz with this. So we're going to do 3 minus 5, and then 2 minus negative 4. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. 2 minus negative 4 is 6. So negative 1/3. Now, so yes, sometimes these do take a lot of work. So now I'm going to start with my equation, mx plus b. I'm going to pick one of the points. I'm going to choose to pick the positive point just because. So I'm going to fill in 3 equals negative 1/3 times 2 plus b. 3 equals negative 2/3 plus b. So to cancel the 2/3, I have to add it. So 3 2/3 equals b. Now I'm going to rewrite the equation. So y equals, we're going to fill in negative 1/3 for m. We're going to fill in our b now. So y equals negative 1/3 x plus 3 2/3. So it's putting a lot of what we've been working on together, from equation solving to slope to being able to know the equation. So there's a lot of parts that we're finally kind of all connecting together here. But if you have questions, you better ask them in class or come and see me for help. Have a good night, guys.